Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Quirky Inquiry, and today we're going to talk about the idea of keeping a commonplace book. So by commonplace book, I don't just mean a diary where you pour out all your deepest thoughts on there. That's not literally what I mean when I say commonplace book. In my mind, commonplace book carries a very rigorous definition. Really, it's a personal journal that keeps all your greatest idea imbinded, that keeps your greatest idea backed up in a systematic system where you can reference it, where you can gain inspiration from it, and where you can source creativity from it. So one problem that us learners, like all of you guys are going to be potential lifelong students, what we run into this problem continuously is that we read a lot of books, we expose ourselves to a lot of great ideas, we start to piece together an accurate picture of how the universe works and how does biology work, how does chemistry work, and how does everything connect back together. So the connecting process here is very essential, but the problem that we face is that whenever we read something that we like and whenever we expose ourselves to some great ideas, we usually forget that cool idea in a day or two or in a week or two. So what's going to happen is that you're investing in all these time to read all the books, but at the end of the day, you couldn't really retain any of this information because your mind is limited in its capacity. Your mind is not designed for you to keep all of these pieces of information around for you to piece together. So the tip to overcome that is to keep a commonplace book, is to take notes on the stuff that you're potentially reading. It's to take notes on the potential perspectives that you want to explore and to take notes on the interesting ideas that you've been exposed to when you're exploring a specific subject. So here's what's going to happen. If you constantly document your insights, if you constantly document all of the cool ideas from all the perspectives that you've been exploring, your mind is going to start to source a sense of inspiration, going to source a sense of creativity, and going to source a sense of liberation. So you can kind of seek a sense of security within knowing the fact that you have all these nuggets of wisdom backed up in a system that you can trust. You have all the greatest quotes, you have all the greatest ideas, and you have all the greatest understanding of the universe packed in a systematic system. So how exactly should you keep a commonplace book? And so how do we do it right? So my perspective on this is just follow your bliss. Follow what you think is right for you and follow a system that you would actually stick to and not lose motivation towards maintaining it. So at the beginning of Dawn, I've decided to document all of my insights on a physical notebook, so to speak. But what eventually ended up happening is that right now I have about 10 of these notebooks filled with insights, filled with quotes and great ideas and my own interpretation and analysis. And that stuff, it kind of gets out of control sometimes, especially when you're moving house, especially if you have some major life changes. These physical notebooks can be a pain in the bum to keep around with you. So recently I've been going through, again, this monster of a book, which I'm gonna keep referencing back and back and back, Gödel, Escher, Bach. This book contains a lot of nerdyological proofs, a lot of geometric proofs, and a lot of artwork descriptions. So it is literally impossible to understand this book if you don't take some notes and if you don't keep it backed up. If you just keep it in your mind, it's not gonna work, you're not gonna understand the book. So what I've decided to do is to back up all of the notes in my computer on Evernote. This is not at all an endorsement for Evernote, but what I'm trying to say is that they offer great service and they offer great syncing across devices. So I've been using Evernote ever since I started to collect all of my insights. So yes, give this technique a try. Don't jot down super heavy analysis, just keep it light and simple and fun when you're beginning because you don't want to lose your motivation when you begin this process. If you come across an interesting quote, just document it in your commonplace book and have it backed up in your computer instead of in your mind so you free up the mind space for you to explore more perspectives out there. And what eventually is going to start to happen is that you're going to start to build your catalog. You're going to start to expand your mind in ways that you could not imagine. You're going to start developing this intuitive understanding and you're going to source inspiration, creativity, and knowledge from your commonplace book as it expands and grows the more books that you read and the more perspectives that you start to explore. So yes, that was my tip on the commonplace book note, and this is the Quirky Inquiry, and I'll be signing off right now.